Hi all, I wanted to welcome you to our CRCC Asia webinar for this month. My name is Matthew Rowett and I am the University Partnerships Manager at CRCC Asia. I'll also be the primary point of contact if you do have any questions about this program. During our webinar today, I will give a brief introduction about the ECNU 15-week semester-long program. And on the side here, I do have the capability to answer any questions you might have. Because there might be some lag time just when I speak, please feel free and ask any questions. And at the end, I'll put some time away to answer them. We could also individually set up a call if you're interested in learning more about the program. I know we do have some university faculty looking at this webinar today, and we also have some students that might be interested. So without further ado, I'd like to start by going through a little PowerPoint we have here. So the CRCC Asia Semester Abroad program is actually a new foray into the study abroad world for CRCC Asia. We have partnered with East China Normal University in Shanghai, which is one of China's most prestigious universities. It is designated as one of the top universities in all of China and has some of the best academic programs for this year. We're partnered with the Global Education Center, and more specifically, we are going to be partnering with the global curriculum courses that ECNU offers. This is going to be through East China Normal University's English-led classes. All of the classes will be in English, although Chinese is not necessary. We will offer Chinese courses as well. A brief overview of who we are before we go into just the program itself. CRCC Asia was founded in 2006, and now we are currently the leading provider of internships in China. We have locations in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, as well as Hong Kong, and we have placed over 5,000 participants from over 150 countries. So right now we do partner with more than 800 different companies in China, and these range from smaller domestic firms to large multinational companies. We have offices in 10 cities across 4 continents, and we are constantly looking to expand our outreach to target more students who are interested in going to China. Right now, we currently have partnerships with over 50 universities around the world, including UT Austin, University of Michigan, Villanova, and we actually run the Generation UK program through the British Council, sending 150 students through a government-funded program over to our internships in Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. Now let's get started on the program itself. CRCC Asia is now going to be offering a dual study and intern abroad semester-long program in Shanghai. So we are going to be partnering, like I said, with East China Normal University to offer a credit-based 15-week study and intern abroad program. 15 weeks is a normal semester, and overall, this semester is going to be broken up as such. The internships are going to be around 20 hours per week. Usually, these internships are going to take place in the morning. In terms of the courses, you're going to have 3 hours of classes per day, and usually students are going to be required to take 4 courses for a total of 12 academic credits. We're going to touch briefly on credits in just a second, but for the duration, we will have a fall and spring semester start date. And then, of course, the price is going to be a very reasonable $7,995 US, which includes everything from visa services, airport pickup, as well as accommodation at ECNU's international dorms. We'll touch more upon accommodations in just a bit when I go through ECNU's contributions to this program. A brief daily breakdown. We are envisioning this program to be a very intensive program that will both immerse students in Chinese culture and language, as well as give students the opportunity for professional development. Students will live at ECNU's international student dorms in the Putuo campus in Shanghai's city center. Shanghai is a large city. However, ECNU is located right downtown. They actually do have 2 campuses, and all students will be living at the old campus, the original campus, which is located in the city center, making it easier for them to get to their scheduled internships. In terms of just a general overview, students will wake up in the morning, they'll get breakfast around the campus, around their university, and then they're going to be commuting no more than 45 minutes to an hour to start their internships at 9 a.m. These internships last until 12 p.m. in Shanghai, and then after that, they're going to be attending courses from 1:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. These courses range from international business courses, Chinese philosophy courses. We'll go over a overview of all of those courses in a second, but all of these courses will have PhDs in the relevant field. Most of the PhDs were actually foreign PhD graduates. A brief look at ECNU's Putuo campus. It has been regarded as one of China's most beautiful campuses and has been referred to as the Garden Campus. It's located at a convenient metro station, which means interns should expect no more than basically a 10-minute walk to the Jinshajianglu subway stop, which means that every time they can get on the metro to go to their internship, which means it's very convenient for all of our students. They will be living in international student dorms, and these student dorms are very different than the normal Chinese dorms. In most Chinese dorms, students are placed 4 to a room. However, in the international student dorms, they will be sharing with one other CRCC Asia intern. And these dorms usually have access to their own private bathroom, of course, access to desks, and they also have access to a kitchen area. So if the students wanted to be cooking for themselves, they could do that. In terms of what ECNU is going to provide, they are going to provide graduate student helpers at the Putuo campus to allow students to access both ECNU's culture as well as act as tour guides there for any foreign student who is new to both China as well as Shanghai. The location is very centrally located for all of our internships, and in a brief second, I'll go through what those internships entail. In terms of the campus dorms, students will be living at the international student dorms. All of these students are going to be doing these global curriculum programs as well as some Chinese lessons. What we are doing basically is taking out the intensive 3-hour-long Chinese lessons in the morning and instead replacing that with our professional development internship. The rooms are all have access to balconies. They also have access to kitchens. And if you see in the picture below, they will have access to their own private bathrooms. In terms of the internships, CRCC Asia has been working with over 800 companies for a long time now. We started our first internship program in 2008, and right now we currently have placed over 5,000 students every year. We are now seated to place almost 2,000 students a year. We have over 14 different sectors that are available with a broad variety of placements. And these placements include everything from, like I said, small startups to large multinational firms, and we can touch upon that in just a brief second. In terms of what we provide on the ground before students leave, we do provide a professional development service, which is just a talk with either myself or one of my colleagues on a phone interview, which acts as both an advising session as well as basically a formal interview to help students iterate their career goals to make sure that students are all on the same page when they head off to China. What we do is we use this interview as well as a resume to tailor internships based on what the applicant has said during their interview. So that means the applicant is providing all of the materials that we need to place them. In terms of academics, we do require a transcript, and we also do have a GPA cutoff of 2.7. In terms of the resume as well as the coursework, we will be working with students individually to make sure all credits can be transferred through ECNU's Global Curriculum Program. And actually, ECNU's Global Curriculum Program has tailored their own program to make sure that credits to both Canadian as well as North American as well as Australian universities work smoothly. We also offer a free resume service. This is at no cost to the student. What we do is we review the resume to see if they're qualified, and we also help them to improve their resume. So if a student is not sure about the program, we can always set up a call with them to determine if they're suitable for this program as well as our internships in general. In terms of our internships, we do offer a wide variety of sectors, and we also offer sectors that are not on this list. Because we work with such a broad range of host companies, we can always find a placement if a student has a very specific sector. However, I will personally be advising students talking about the competitive nature of some of the sectors, such as finance and accounting, as well as engineering, but as well as global consulting. But sectors include finance and accounting, business, engineering, green tech, hospitality, etc. In Shanghai, we are mostly looking into legal placements, as well as business, finance and accounting placements, as well as media creative industries, marketing, PR, and advertising, etc. The list goes on, as Shanghai is our most popular city for all of our students on our normal China internship program. In terms of the host companies that we do work with a broad range of host companies, from smaller host companies such as native companies like Gaotime, which is located in the Shanghai Financial Center in Shanghai. We also work with the BBC, the big real estate conglomerate CBRE, everything from tech sites like eBao, to China Energy Fund committees, as well as larger, well-known hotel branches, as well as nonprofits. We do really have a range, and we cannot publicize, unfortunately, every single company that we work with. However, if a student is looking for something in particular, we can always schedule an advising session with both the student as well as their academic advisor to see if they would be qualified for some of our more advanced placements. So let's go now to ECNU's program. East China Normal University has basically started this global curriculum program in 2003, and year after year it has continuously grown. They've added international marketing courses in the realm of international business, China's macroeconomic impact, China's modern economy. So any business students will definitely have an equivalent for this at their home institutions. This includes an introduction to Chinese government, politics and policy, if you have international relations students. We also have classes that are more on the sociology side as well as the psychology side, including cross-cultural communication for psychology, as well as issues in contemporary Chinese society for sociology. There are some hybrid courses which will work for a broad range of credits, like globalization and urbanization. China's urban transformation is both a politics course as well as a sociology course. In terms of history, ECNU also offers the China's Civilization and Introduction course, and we will really be working with the students heavily to make sure they understand the scope and breadth of these courses. We will have access to a course catalog, which we can pass on to universities, as well as the syllabus beforehand to make sure that all of these courses do meet specific home university requirements. So this is often a conversation with multiple departments as well as academic advisors. In the past, we have talked to registrars in universities to make sure ECNU's credit is easily transferable. This includes an introduction to classical Chinese philosophy, contemporary Chinese literature, and contemporary Chinese cinema as well. In terms of the scope of this program, I do want to note that this will be a challenging program, as students are expected to work at least 20 hours a week. Usually they will be having flexible schedules. However, they will be expected to take on a full course load, which means that they will be spending their weekends doing some homework, but we also offer cultural activities as well, just as part of our normal programs. In terms of program oversight, we do have pre-departure support from all of our offices worldwide. In our North American headquarters in San Francisco, I will be the main point of contact for the USA as well as Canada, as well as South America offices. London will serve as our main office for Europe. So if you have a student who is from either the Spanish or from the Italian markets, London will serve as the main point of contact. And then, of course, we do have an office for the Asia Pacific area, which is located in Sydney. Students will have to be currently enrolled in universities for credit to work out. If a student is not enrolled in a university, we can always accept them onto the program. However, no credit will be issued. You will receive a formal transcript as well as grades from East China Normal University. And in terms of just the visa, we will ensure that all students do get the proper X2 study visa, which 30 days after they arrive on the ground will be transferred to a residence permit. Just like our normal programs, our normal China internship programs, participants will be offered airport pickup, as well as a welcome orientation, as well as business and social events. These social events range from dumpling making to seeing acrobatic shows to going to Chinese business seminars that CRCC Asia puts on, which we find is a great way to ensure that students are making the proper connections on the ground. We do partner with the American Chamber of Commerce, as well as the China-Britain Business Council, as well as the China-Canada Business Council, to make sure students are exposing themselves to the proper people in their specific industries. All social events will be part of the program fee, so that means that there will be no other fees other than, of course, food as well as airfare. Food, as you probably know, in China is relatively cheap, and airfare from most US cities, as well as most Canadian cities, is going to be around $1,000 round trip, depending on when you book the ticket. We will have 24/7 on-the-ground support from our CRCC Asia Shanghai team, and we will have a program director by the name of Kelly Ma overseeing all things related to any ECNU program. As I mentioned before, we will have graduate students at ECNU who will act as student and cultural ambassadors, which will make the program a very cohesive program. This means that instead of just going to their internship, as well as just going to their classes, they will have a point of contact if the student wants to get lunch with someone, work on their Chinese, or just explore around Shanghai. They will have someone to talk to. We will also have 24/7 support from our program managers. We'll have a program manager assigned to all ECNU students to make sure that everything runs smoothly. This program manager will be the main point of contact for any issues regarding internships, any issues regarding classwork, etc. And of course, all students will have to adhere to ECNU's internal terms and conditions, which means that they will have to attend class. If there are any questions about that, we can obviously answer that just either on the ground or via email. To apply to this program is actually quite simple. All you would have to do is apply via our website, and then an advisor from CRCC Asia, which would be me in this office, would reach out to you or one of your students within 2 to 3 business days to talk to you more about your career goals and help you choose classes as well, just to make sure that your classes will work for any academic advising, for any academic programs you might be interested in. I think the hardest thing to do would be transfer engineering credit, but because this is a newer program, we will be able to talk to students individually to make sure that we do have both a custom-tailored internship as well as a custom-tailored schedule for each of the students. Before their departure to go to East China Normal University, we will make sure that each student has chosen their classes, and then we will provide them with a full course syllabus just to make sure that they're aware of what credits they need, as well as what materials they will need. Textbooks are most often going to be purchased in the United States, as textbooks are harder to get in China. So pre-departure, you will be informed of what books specifically each professor is going to require. That being said, every single professor is going to be a PhD professor. Most of these PhDs are from foreign universities, which include universities in the US, as well as UK, Australia, and Canada. The first program start date for this year is going to be the 22nd of February, and then we will also have a fall semester coming up in 2016 with a date to be announced. This means that for the 15 weeks, students will be required to go to class. There will be a few national holidays in there, so if students wanted to travel, all they would have to do is inform our program managers, and we could assist them in either booking tickets or making sure they understand the protocol for travel. And of course, basically ECNU will issue all credit for all host institutions. If you have specific questions about credit, please feel free to ask me. You can also just email me directly if you want to set up a personalized call just for your own university or institute. We are open to talking to both registrars as well as specific academic departments, as well as study abroad offices to see if this program would fit well within your guys's reach. In terms of our North American headquarters, please feel free to give us a call if you do have any other questions at 415-243-0968, or you can just shoot us a message by going to www.crccasia.com. And once you have that message, all you have to do is just type it into our live chat function, and either one of our staff can answer it on the spot, or we can take your message offline and then set up a time to talk later on. If you do have any questions right now, please feel free to enter them in the side box here, and I will answer them based on when they come in. I'd like to thank you for taking your time. I just want to reiterate that this is a study abroad program that doesn't just focus on studying abroad. This is a study abroad program that focuses more on professional development, both before and after the program. All applicants will be offered a spot in our vast alumni network, and we do have over 5,000 alumni worldwide, and a lot of them are actually still living in China. So after their internship programs end, they secure a full-time job just because they've appreciated learning the Chinese business culture so much. We do have a broad range of alumni at specific universities, so if you are unsure about a specific university, feel free to shoot us an email, and we can, of course, set up a brief phone call if your university has any alumni. If you do have any other questions, feel free to ask me now, but I'm going to stay online for the next few minutes here, just to wait for the lag time, just to make sure nobody has any other questions. I'm not seeing any questions currently, but feel free to email me at m.rowett@crccasia.com, and we can set up an individual call just based on your institution. Or, of course, you can just email us at sanfrancisco@crccasia.com. But overall, thank you for your time, and please reach out to us if you do have any further questions. This is a really exciting opportunity for students not only to go to China to study abroad, but also intern. Thank you very much, and we look forward to answering any questions you might have.